Welcome to a demo on Ahura AI, where we are reimagining what it means to learn and upskill. Ahura AI differentiates itself from other learning platforms in that it is designed on the principles of the science of learning, focused specifically on helping learners increase their engagement and equipping managers to make data-driven decisions that increase productivity for their companies and reduce churn in top talent. Before we walk through the product, I'll take you through a few benefits of using Ahura AI. With the Ahura AI tutor that we built, students and employees are able to improve their learning habits and build skills faster. They are 5 times more likely to seek content that aligns to their learning persona, whether they learn better at night or daytime or with video or text. They are 3 times more likely to sustain their concentration levels while they're learning. They're also 3 times more likely to receive coaching direction from their peers and managers. And all of these add up to make them 120% more likely to become agile top performers in their chosen fields. Now, jumping back to the product to show you how this works. An employee or student, as you may, comes over to Ahura AI and types in capabilities that they're interested in. Once they do that and search the platform, they go through a process that's synonymous with hiring a real one-on-one instructor. You either visit them in their house in person, or you call them on a Zoom to join you as you study. With Ahura AI, you click Start Session, and a background process starts to run that shows you information on how you're learning so you can improve as you go through the process. Here's a video of me, and very soon you will see information on my activity. So I return to my browser and go find content anywhere I want, on YouTube, on Google, on Coursera. I'll go to YouTube since I think it's easier. From YouTube, I'm able to search for Python since that's what I'm trying to learn. From Python, I can type in information on the wiki, open up the wiki page, open up the Python page, read as much as I want, read as much as I want. But as a learning adult, I get distracted by many things, both legitimate and otherwise. I could want to check out a book recommendation that a colleague has made for me, or I can go over to wastemanagement.org to try and pay my bills because they're never ending. Now, as all of that is happening, Ahura AI is tracking my nonverbal cues, like my facial movements, my eyes getting closed, open, the fact that I'm looking at my phone, my emotion changes, and also the web pages that I'm going to. As I return back here, you can see that all the pages are getting classified as whether relevant or not. In our soon to be released version, we'll also show you what we are gathering in terms of emotion, movement, and eventually focus or distraction. As I look at my phone, I'll get a pop-up that tells me to stop doing that after I've done it over a certain number of seconds. I'll go ahead and stop this session now and show you the kind of report I'll receive on Ahura. I return back to the platform, and here you go. There is a pop-up that's telling me that I was distracted for 57% of the time I was studying. Now think of this as the kind of report you get when you use an app while you're sleeping that tells you how often you snore. You start to snore less as it gives you tips and recommendations on how to sleep better. In the same vein, we've had this report help people improve their concentration more than 3x what it used to be. So I can close that, return to my dashboard, and outside of a learning session, I can check out all the information on how my learning journey is progressing and how I can become a top performer at my company. I can see that I have studied over 7 capabilities over time, spent close to an hour on those. I can see capabilities that I have recommended for myself or been recommended by my manager. I can also see how my expertise journey is tracking, where there are some courses where I've spent a lot of time, like finance, but I'm still scoring 2%. I should probably give up on that. And then there are other capabilities where I spent little to no time, like therapy, but I'm scoring over 80%. I'm a natural talent. Now, this is information that my manager also sees and is able to use to place me on projects that require that skill set. Most importantly, I'm able to learn about my behavior. I can see that I am a bit angry 5% of the time while I'm learning. I can see that I'm focused just 40% of the time, and I should want to increase that. And in newer versions of Ahura in the next couple of months, will help people understand the times of day they study best, the models they study best with, and they're able to take content provided to them from their companies, for example, a video, and transform it to text because they prefer to learn via text, or even use a deepfake to change the accent of the person that's delivering that information. Now, let's switch grounds and talk about your manager and the company and the benefits of Ahura AI. With the Ahura AI Learning Experience platform, they're able to increase talent retention and competitiveness. They're 34% more likely to demonstrate higher levels of employee productivity. They're 67% more likely to drive effective manager-employee mentorships, given the kind of unique granular data on employee performance that we provide. They're up to 67% more likely to retain talent in competitive environments as they feel more connected with their managers. All of these combined make you 3 times more likely to grow revenue faster than industry competition. Now let's show you how all of that happens by switching over to a manager account. On the manager account, you very quickly get hit with stats that researchers have shown are indicative of a company with a winning learning culture. How many hours are studied by your people on a discretionary basis? What's the weekly average number of hours your people are studying? I can tell you that 9 minutes is not great. You want your employees to target spending 1 to 2 hours a week if you want to be a top performer in your industry. We'll help you track that for everyone, for your top learners, and for your folks who aren't performing so well. You can go granular beyond this to look at trending data on capabilities that people are learning across your company in general, and also identify those who are top learners. You could spot that expertise journey on a broader scale to understand what capabilities people are majorly suffering with, so you might make alterations to their course curriculum. And in the upcoming version of Ahura, we'll go even deeper and show you that in a 1-hour course, there are particular minutes when people's emotions change dramatically and they lose focus. So you might make changes to that portion of the content. When you go specifically to a particular individuals, you can go in and see how they are spending their time. For example, I can look up Gregory Elias and see that they've been spending time on finance and therapy, and learn that they haven't spent time studying this month. And so I should probably assign them a learning plan. Now, this and many more are the data-driven kind of decisions and approaches that a manager and a company can take as they use Ahura AI, empower themselves to have a strong, productive learning culture that helps them win the talent wars that we are getting into this decade. I hope you enjoy Ahura and let us know more as you get questions.